Hi guys, and today's movie that you don't hate.
Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, the night no one comes home.
Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Now, this is the third movie in the Halloween franchise without Michael Myers, unfortunately. This is the first time that the Halloween franchise went away from Haddonfield and into a new direction. Original plans for this movie was actually for it to come out as a anthology where you had several different events that were taking place on Halloween. With the disappointing box office that it faced, this particular movie, those plans were scrapped, and Halloween 4: The Return of Michael Myers took its spot back. So, I'm Manny.
I'm Aspen.
And today we're going to try to defend this movie, and that's going to be a really difficult task because this particular movie is hated by a lot of people. But at the same time, it has gone up to cult status and is actually, made a pretty decent amount as far as of DVD sales and VHS sales and all this other stuff. So we're going to judge this movie in 5 different categories.
But before you do that,
okay.
Since we are in the Halloween season and because our 1-year anniversary is coming up in November, we decided what better way to celebrate the holidays than by giving back to you guys. So since we are critiquing, what is this again? Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, we are going to give this away. So all you have to do to be in the drawing is be a subscriber and like this video. So tell me about the categories.
Special appearance by Captain America there, right there. Just want to let you know. The categories are going to be judged by plot, acting, special effects, kill scenes, and directing. Okay? This particular movie got a lot of flack. One, because it didn't have Michael Myers in it, right? There is a little theory, though, and we were talking about it when we saw it yesterday. And that was that Halloween 3 is the actual... The 3 masks that are in the movie.
Yeah.
And that is why it's Halloween 3, because of the 3 masks. That's what we had, but
yeah.
Alrighty then.
But that's not true, right? If that were true, that would be clever, but what's the truth?
I think that if they would have just taken Halloween 3 out of the equation and just named it Season of the Witch, that would have been alright.
Yeah, but see, why would they call it Season of the Witch? There ain't no witches.
I don't know, but Terrence, give me the scoreboard now.
Did you put it there?
I did too.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's right there. It's good.
I was just checking.
All right, so the plot of this movie. Aspen, why don't you tell our viewers the plot of Halloween 3?
Okay, I'm gonna try. So basically we have this guy who's a doctor, and one night he gets a patient that comes in and says, they're going to kill us all. And then within 15 minutes he dies because somebody comes and kills him. And then the doctor's like, that's really strange. So I'm gonna leave my children and go and figure out why this man died and what he meant by they're gonna kill us all. And then he meets some chick that was the daughter of the man who died. And then they go off together and they figure out what's going on.
Well, they figured out a lot about each other.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
A little too soon too. Just saying.
Okay. It was pretty out there plot. You have kind of like a plan that is where these masks are being sold. They want to do a mass production where the ultimate prank is played out, and all of these children are actually, or anybody that buys the mask are actually going to be killed off. I don't want to spoil it too much, but it was in the 80s. If you guys have not seen Halloween, whatever.
And if you like this video, you could watch it. Extra plug.
Anyway, so the mass production of these masks are out there. They're going to send off a signal towards the end of the movie that's actually going to activate this chip that's going to really just destroy these people that are wearing it with different things that are going to come out of it, from insects to snakes, and it's a pretty gruesome stuff on there. Pretty basic evil plan. The thing I didn't like about the plot, honestly, was the fact that they integrated parts of Stonehenge to help create these masks and help create these chips and all this other stuff, and the magic of Stonehenge was part of it. I didn't like it too much on that.
I guess that's what they meant by Season of the Witch.
Actually, because it was there were subtle hints at different stories that were revolved around witchcraft in this town, much like the invasion of the Body Snatchers, which this movie in general was supposed to be a take as far as a pod people type movie and not a slasher type movie. That's what the first two Halloweens were. So they were trying to get away from that. I don't think they hit it that good with the plot because of those elements as far as Stonehenge and all that. So I'm gonna actually give plot a hate.
I don't know. I kind of liked it. This is so hard. I think because I'm oh man. I don't. Okay. Like I'm an art person. Like, I respect people's art very much, and like looking at it from a writer's point of view and a director's point of view, there's a sense of simplicity in the story. You know, a very small cast. You know, we don't really have that many characters. A very simple plot. Even there's just something in that I like. Was it executed poorly? Yes. But was
That's not the plot.
But that's not the plot.
But was it going in the right direction? Yes.
So you're liking it?
I like it.
Okay. First category, we are already asking for a deciding vote. Terrence, from behind the camera this time, how would you go as far as the plot of Halloween 3?
Okay, so for the setup and the change that they actually gave in this movie, I really... What's creepy... okay.
Yeah, do you like it or not?
I liked it. We'll just go with it. I liked the plot. It was different. Was it executed well?
Yeah, see?
That's not the plot. But I liked it because of how different it was, and they were trying to do something. Just like when we did Nightmare on Elm Street. They were trying to do something different, and the setup was interesting.
Yeah, I respect the different.
All right, well, plot gets a like. All right, acting. The acting in this movie, the only thing that I loved about this movie was Tom Atkins and, of course, Stacey Nelkin's face, because she's very pretty. But Tom Atkins was about the only good thing about this whole movie. Everything else, it was pretty bad. The robots in the movie, the robots in the movie they were robotic and all that. Special fun fact though, Dick Warlock, who played Michael Myers in Halloween 2, makes a cameo as one of the robots, so that's actually pretty cool too. But overall, I mean, it's your basic 80s, campy horror movie. I really did not care for the acting very much. Tom Atkins, like I said, is the only good thing. Now Dan O'Herlihy, I think I said that name right. He was actually the evil mastermind behind the whole plot. The older gentleman, and he was pretty cool. I liked him. He was okay, but overall, it just there was a lot of things that I just didn't really care for. Also, fun fact: the operator that was calling for curfew was actually Jamie Lee Curtis in an uncredited role. So that was actually pretty cool. I don't like it. Aspen, tell me if you like the acting.
Okay, that's really hard. I want to say that I like it, but I don't like it because there wasn't that much. Like, there wasn't much to act on. I mean, you had a bunch of robots who didn't need to speak. I mean, like, kudos to y'all. I could not stay straight-faced and, like, kill somebody. Oh, that sounded really bad.
Hey,
I don't mean like
Michael Myers does it all the time.
I don't mean like that. But there just wasn't that much. And my favorite character was the screaming wife, so...
Who was played by Nancy Loomis, who
you only saw or heard technically through the phone. So
no, she's the one that was that played Annie Brackett in Halloween.
Oh,
his wife. That was Nancy Loomis.
Oh,
alrighty then. So what do you got?
I don't like it.
Don't like it. First hate. All right, so now we're tied 1-1. Next is directing. And I have a feeling that the tiebreaker is going to be towards hate on this one. This was directed by Tommy Lee Wallace, and he would actually redeem himself by directing Stephen King's It, the miniseries with Tim Curry. So that's a good thing. But in this particular case, he did not do a very good job.
Yeah.
I know he played the hand that he was dealt. I know the direction that they were trying to do, and just like you two said earlier, it just wasn't executed the right way. The only thing that saved him was certain performances, like Tom Atkins, like the special effects, which we'll get into in a minute. But overall, I just don't think that he was actually telling the right story and executing it the right way. Yeah. What do you think about the directing?
I mean, I think the same as Nightmare on Elm Street 2. Like they're.
I hate you. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
I hate you.
I mean, I don't hate you because I barely know you, but.
But you knew the director from Nightmare on Elm Street 2. Alrighty.
I think I just mean like directing. There's a sense of like ego. Like directors can be very egotistical. So then sometimes, like...
Do you think you got that from this? You sensed an ego coming from him?
I'm just saying that in general. Like, in general, that happens with most directors. And then there's the part where directors are so caught up in what they have. Because, I mean, you think about Halloween 3. Like, there's already, like, these 2 really good movies, and you have to make another one. Like, that's on your shoulders. So I could make the excuse and say that it was pressure. But I mean...
Well, if you really think about it, if the original plan was to go in a different direction as far as making it part of an anthology series where different events were happening on this holiday, and he had that pressure on him, then yeah, you're right. It would. And I guess they put a lot of stock in that idea, so they gave him the freedom to really have the creative freedom to do whatever he wants. I just don't think that he.
So then I guess with that it was pretty much like, oh, this is a free for all, and I'll just do whatever I want.
Yeah, that kind of.
I mean, the same thing happened with Nightmare on Elm Street 2, so that I think that's why I would give it a dislike.
I was gonna make that point.
What's that?
That you that you bring up the same fact that you had in Nightmare on Elm Street with this one. So.
All right.
Because I'm right. Because I'm right.
So far it is 2-1 hate. And we're about to get a tie score now because the special effects on this for the 80s was actually pretty good. There's a scene with the with one of the factory customers that was staying at the hotel that notices the chip is falling off and actually starts looking at it and playing with it, and bam, lasers come out and destroys her face. Bugs come out of her face. The makeup on that was, I mean, for its day, it was really good. So good. I really thought it was good.
Like, I had to look away.
Yeah, it was pretty gruesome. There were other scenes also that really showed the makeup and the type of makeup that was being used for this, and I thought that it was executed great. The mask, which were actually made at Post Studios by Don Post. He brought these out. They were great. They still sell them to this day. They still sell these things. And
with the chip on it?
No, well, maybe. Yeah, they should.
that would be awesome.
Replica chips on it. That'd be cool. I wouldn't buy it. Would you buy it?
I don't know. I'd probably ask me, like, is this
Terrence, would you buy it?
Heck no, dude. Those masks gave me nightmares.
Exactly.
Nightmares.
But they were so simple. It was I don't know. I guess for that time period, it was scary.
I wore a regular mask, and I was like, oh, it's too tight. It's too tight.
So, and that's part of the realism that Don Post did with those masks, and then made those, it just helped the practical effects of this movie. So I liked it. What did you think about it?
Oh, of course, I loved it. I mean, I think going in, I didn't have very high expectations. I was expecting like mediocre, lame effects, but it actually went higher than I thought. And that, obviously having to look away, because I'm not one to like look away from gore or anything like that. And that says a lot for me.
All right, so it is now tied 2-2. Terrence, did you give it to the point? Ding. All right, yes you did. All right, so now we're tied 2-2.
What's last?
And the last category, special for this month, and that is kill scenes. Now I just mentioned one with the special effects on the lady and the makeup and all that stuff. That kill scene was awesome. The very first kill scene where the robot shoves his fingers inside the guy's eye socket and just completely breaks his face. Awesome kill scene. There's another kill scene where he actually rips the dude's head straight up, just takes his head straight off. This was a very, very gruesome kill fest in this movie, and I just spit all over the place. But that was just special effects. 3D, why not? Anyway, because of some of these kill scenes and the graphic nature of it, it was borderline gonna get an X rating, and they had to tone some stuff down just to keep it at an R. So kill scenes were great. I think, in all honesty, these kill scenes were more brutal than the first two Halloweens. To be honest with you, I think the first two Halloweens played Halloweens, yeah. Hallelujah. The first two Halloweens played it a little bit more suspenseful, a little bit more thriller, and basic kills with knives and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't until Halloween 3 when the kills started getting a little bit more brutal. So I thought they were great. The testing, when they were testing the family,
that was so awful.
And the signal hits the kid's mask, and the snakes were coming out of his face, and the father. I mean, that this whole scene was just really ugly. Check that part out. I can probably watch it once or twice. I just can't. No. I don't like watching it too many times. After that one time,
I was scarred. I was like, I don't ever need this in my life again.
So what did you think about the kill scenes?
I mean, I think I keep going back to the whole like it being the third movie because I'm really shocked. Like thinking about it now, I'm really shocked that they made this a part of the Halloween series. I really think that you're right. If they would have just taken it out
and just said Season of the Witch,
and just said that it was another different kind of movie, it would have done so much better. And thinking about the kill scenes and you saying that they had to like dial it back, I think what they had was like it amazes me how great like 80s effects were in kill scenes and everything like that. And yet, like now, I get such crappy effects from horror movies
because they go because they play off squibs and they go digital and they do it lazy.
That's lazy. Work.
They don't do the hardcore practical effects. That's why I like the Evil Dead remake so much because they had a lot of practical effects on that. Yeah. And it's those fans that are out there that become filmmakers that really give the they really bring back that time of when practical effects were something. That is one of the reasons why Dread, we talk about Dread all the time. Dread is such a throwback to the 80s because of that. So yeah. So what do you think? Yes, like.
Obviously it's a love. Like, come on.
Like. So that is a 3-2 win. I'm gonna give it a bonus point to make it a 4-2.
Why?
Or whatever it is.
Why?
I'm gonna give it a bonus because the music in this movie.
Oh my gosh, the music.
The music in this movie was done by John Carpenter, and it was freaking awesome.
Like the music was enough to like scare me. I was like,
yeah.
Like they needed.
And that was one of the things. Now you want to talk about Michael Myers not being in there? There were a lot of Michael Myers was not there, but there were a lot of elements of Halloween. From the back shots to the hit to the right time to hit the music when the robots are looking. I mean, there's a lot of scary, creepy things out of it.
Yeah.
Little thing on Halloween though, they actually screened Halloween 1 without the music, and it was trashed. When they put the music back in, John Carpenter's music back in, that's what made the movie terrifying, and that still came into play with Halloween 3. I thought the music was great, and it still maintained the essence of Halloween without Michael Myers just having the music on.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. This movie was made for $2.5 million and it grossed $14 million. That's the lowest grossing Halloween in the entire series. Even that piece of crap Halloween 2 that Rob Zombie did. But yeah, this movie is actually still the lowest. But if you really think about it, Terrence, and you can chime in on this, 2.5 mil spent. Still made 14, and that's just box office. That's not including DVDs and VHSs and all that stuff. Even to this day.
And those creepy masks, the merchandising on that.
Yeah, and the creepy masks too. This movie's a hit. You really don't hate this movie.
Yeah, and if you like really don't hate it, like this video so you can own it.
And you can own this movie.
You can own this movie, and you can know that this was in my hands because I'm great.
And we'll sign it.
I don't know.
Oh, never mind.
Do you really want this sign? No, we won't ruin it for you.
We'll deface it.
Yeah, we'll color this. I'm just kidding.
We'll just make it Season of the Witch.
Yeah, we'll
just make it Season of the Witch, and you'll love it. It's amazing. All right. For Terrence in the back, I'm Manny.
I'm Aspen.
We'll see you at the next show.
3, 2.
Hi guys, and welcome to
Were you reading my mind? Because all I could think about was freckle boobs.
Freckle boobs.
Freckle boobs. Hashtag freckle boobs. All right.
You don't hate freckle boobs.
All right. Ready? Here we go. Hit me with it.